Hey everybody, it's Zori from OneScales. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about form spam prevention, all these tips and strategies you can actually employ to reduce the form spam. The reason I'm actually making this video right now is because there's so many projects that we run over the years, and spam's getting worse. It's getting worse, and there's all these great solutions like Captchas and stuff, but it kind of just gets worse and worse. So I wanted to go over some additional tips and strategies you can run and let you think about a few things so you can actually improve your form spam, have less spam, right? Have to deal with it, have to waste less time, and do better. Okay, so let's jump into it very simply. Okay, so here's a list of all of the most popular strategies that you can employ. Some you need developer, some you can employ with your form builder, but these are the kind of popular ones you should think about. Okay, so the first thing you should actually think about is an actual plugin or an extension or a third party that actually helps do the spam prevention for you. Typically, there's a paid fee for it. For example, Cleantalk or Akismet, depending if you have a WordPress or other platforms, but there's a lot of them out there. You should probably want to do this because even though it costs a monthly fee, usually like $19 or $49 a month, you're actually going to save a lot of human power from your developers and from your people that are actually reading these forms to kind of filter out all these, this bad data. So this is number one. It's obvious one. A lot of you know about that. The second one is you want to actually block emails and domains. A lot of times you'll have certain domains of the people filling out the email field that it's from, for example, .ru, there's a lot of spam, or maybe you don't want to accept it at Gmails or Yahoos or things like that, or specific emails continue to actually submit the form again and again. It's obviously spam. You can actually block them. In a lot of the form builders, you can specify a domain or an actual specific email or emails, and it'll actually not allow them to submit the form itself. Okay, then the next one is also kind of similar. Block repeat offenders. Again, we talked about if you have the same submission from the same emails or the same names or a specific field that's always the same, you can block it. The next one is if you really have a lot of spam, sometimes what you can do is when they submit the form, it won't actually get submitted until they actually click on an email to verify. So for example, you fill out the form, the person filling out the form will get an email say, hey, please verify this you. They click, and then it's verified and actually submitted and saved in the database. The next one is to filter out words. There's obviously going to be words, for example, URLs or special characters or code things or just adult words or things like that. You can actually filter out words in your form builders typically. The next one is employing a firewall. Firewalls will both filter out specific users, for example, by country, by IP, and the specific words that they submit. Maybe they're trying to submit some code or doing some hacks or injections or stuff like that. You can actually specify on specific URLs when you submit the form and when you just load the form to filter out some of these people, right? You can actually block things. In particular, you should want to block countries in particular. Okay, next one is Honeypot. This you're probably familiar as well, but what you can do is in addition to the form fields you have, for example, the subject and the email and the name and all that stuff, you can actually add additional fields which you can hide in the code. They're actually they're hidden visibly on the form when you go to the website, but bots will actually be able to read those, and if they actually submit some information, some values for those, it's only a bot or a code, and it's not a human because a human couldn't see them. You're hiding it from them. So that's kind of another old school way to secure your forms. Next one is creating a multi-step form. A lot of times these bots and codes and hackers, they're not able to support multi-step forms. So if you actually have a one-step form, they just read all the fields, they fill in whatever gibberish they have or whatever they want to promote, they submit it. But if you have multi-step forms, typically they're not accustomed to knowing how to go one by one in the code. That's a great way to stop as well. Next one is, this is a little more limited, but a password protect form. Password protect form is, in some cases, you want people to log in before they actually can fill out the form. That'll actually stop a lot of bots and spam from filling out the form because they have to register, confirm their account, and then go to the password protected form. Next one, randomize form names and form fields. This is a little bit more for coding developer, but sometimes bots come, code comes, you know, these spammers come to your website and they actually write down your form information and they just resubmit it all the time, either from the same email or from different emails and accounts. If you actually randomize the form name, for example, the subject line won't be called subject, it'll actually be called topic, both in the code and the names, right? The ID of the form field will be, you can actually reduce some of the form spam. Next one is obviously a popular one, Captcha. Captcha is a way for you to tell if someone submitting the form is actually human, because they're going to solve some kind of problem, for example, identify a traffic light, or create some simple math or something like that, like 5 + 6, you have to submit it. Now, there's a lot of ways. Most of you probably use Recpatcha, which is Google's CAPTCHA, but what I recommend for you guys to do is actually test out different ones. You have simple math, Recpatcha is by Google, Hcaptcha, CloudFlare actually has one from last year called Turnstile. There's a lot of different versions. Try to test them out. Okay, next one is time-based validation. You can actually see how long it takes for someone to submit a form. If someone is a human and they're actually filling it out slowly, they're not going to submit the form in 1 or 2 seconds, but a bot might load the page and submit it immediately. And so it shows the time to interact with the form that it is more healthy, right? A human is not going to submit a form in 1 second or 5 seconds. Okay, and the last one is track submissions and find patterns. So in addition to providing all these tools to stop it, you should actually track what people are filling out and find patterns. If you can see that certain countries are providing a lot of spam, block those countries. Certain IPs, certain traffic sources, things like that. So actually pay attention to where your spam comes from, figure out the logical connections, and then block those logical connections within some coding or firewalls or other form solutions. Those are the most popular and most important essential strategies and tips and tools you can use. If you have any questions, obviously let us know. You want to go deeper, you're using a specific platform, or you're not sure how to do it, let us know. We like in OneSkills to actually dive deeper into these things. Lastly, just a few more additional tips I want to share. Number one, we talked about it a little bit. Make sure you A/B test solutions, not just CAPTCHA solutions, but other ones. So solutions are these. Make sure you test maybe blocking emails and Hcaptcha is better than Recaptcha and not, blocking emails. Maybe randomizing forms is enough, or randomizing forms and simple math. Try to actually test out multiple things to see which ones actually perform the best. In particular, the CAPTCHA, but a lot of other solutions as well. The next one, this is a really, really important one. Don't just block these bots and these spammers. You actually need to improve traffic, because if you really look at the data, you'll notice that certain traffic sources actually bring more spam. So you might be running Google Ads, for example, and you're just getting a lot of spam. You're actually paying money to get spam. Make sure you actually change your settings in the ads. Change your targeting, who you actually are trying to find to come to your website, their locations, things like that. If you modify and improve your traffic, you're going to notice that spam goes way, way down. You don't have to necessarily have a developer implement all these things. Improving your traffic is going to be probably the best thing you can do for spam in a lot of cases, a lot of businesses. Okay. Next one is, even though you get spam and you're kind of blocking them, you're still going to have what I call dirty data. So in your Google Analytics, in your CRM, in your platforms in the back end, in your emails, you're going to have a lot of dirty data, a lot of data you don't want to know. So for example, if you track the the percentage of people filling out forms, your conversion rate, right? You're going to have a lot of bad data. So what you want to do is you actually mark them in your CRM and analytics as this is spam. This is not a real business conversion. Okay. Make sure you clean up the data. Make sure you mark them. And the last one you should always want to do is report spam. If you're running ads and you're paying for those spam, tell them, okay, this is the GCL ID, which is the ID in Google Ads, for example, or the Facebook ID. Hey, these are spammy ones. I don't want any more of this traffic, right? So sometimes you can get money back, and obviously you can try to do your part to stop spam, right? So try to submit, tell the providers you're working with, hey, this is spammy, report those, and try to, get them to spam less. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. This was a platform specific video. If you have any specific questions about specific platforms, how to use their form builders, with Shopify, with WordPress, whatever it is, let us know. And most important, if you have any question about any detail you have about what we talk about, let us know. We're here to answer questions. We're here to answer your comments, answer on X, Twitter, on LinkedIn, obviously oneskills.com, and our YouTube comments. Just ask. We're here to help. If we know, we're going to help solve it. If we don't know, we'll try to figure it out for you guys. Ask any questions. And lastly, if you did enjoy this video, if it helped you in any way, just subscribe. That's all we ask. Subscribe, share, like, let us know what you thought about it. Say hello. Let's connect. And that's it. Much, much appreciated, guys. Thank you.